Alright, so we're going to get started with some graphing stuff. So what you're going to do is you'll have a couple squares of graph paper here that you can staple to your notes that you're going to take on notebook paper, but most of what you'll do is going to be on this graph paper here. So what we're going to do on our graph paper is we want to set this scale. And remember that the scale, and this should be what you're writing on your notes, on your paper, the scale is the distance between lines. So from here to there has to be the same distance as from here to there. Alright, so when I'm setting scale, I want to basically count how many lines there are from left to right that I can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I see 16 lines there that I can write on, and I would want to split that in half to know where the middle is, because I end up drawing my four-coordinate graph. And then if I'm just counting, say from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I would say that somewhere I'd count over, right? Because if it was 16 this way and 8 this way, that I want to split each of those in half, and that way I know how to draw my graph. So I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I put a dot there for the middle, and then I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can basically just draw up and down this way. And hopefully you guys are going to be a little bit neater with that than I just was.
Hey, did you submit the make?
So I draw my line this way and this way. Now, what I wanted to do here is I wanted to just make sure that my graph was, even. So I have the same amount of space here as over here, over here, over here, whatever. Okay, going back to that though, is that based on what my equation looks like, I want to solve for my table before I figure out what my scale is going to be. Alright, so I think we just showed how to draw the graph there. So, in the equation, y equals x plus 4. I want to create my x and y table, right? And I want to solve for that. So I get to substitute that word, and this is something that this right here is what we're writing on our notebook paper, right? And I want to substitute in values for x. So I want to substitute values in for x. So I can make up any numbers that I want for x. So I'm going to say 0, 1, and 2. So if I put a 0 in, I would say 0 plus 4, and the answer to this question when I put the 0 in for x is what y equals, so 4. Then I would say 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 4 is 6. So now I have this x and y data table that's giving me coordinates on my graph. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is now you should be on your notebook paper, or on your graph paper, and we're going to use, sorry about that, we're going to use this square like you have. So I'm going to count. I can't count this black line because that's the edge of my paper, so I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 lines, so I would count 5 in the middle. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically about where 5 and 5 meet, and I kind of just got lucky, and I'm good enough right here. Now if I did 6 and 4 on one side, would that be okay? Yeah. But I want to try to have as much space as I can to have it even in these 3 spots. So now on my paper I drew my y-axis, and I drew my x-axis. So what I'm going to do is I need to decide if I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines that I can write on right now, I can't go up to 6 on my y-axis. So what I need to do is decide what my scale is going to be. Well, I can make the distance from every line from here to there, or from here to there, and that's what scale is, the distance between lines, I can make my scale 2. So every line is going to be 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Now whatever scale I use going this direction, I have to use going this direction. So if one line is 2 left to right, then one line needs to be 2 going up and down. So now I'm able to fit all of my points that I need from my data table right here on my graph. So now this right here gives me the coordinates that I need to plot. So for x is 0, I'm going to go 0 left and right, and I'm going to go 4 up. So 1, 2, 4. So right here on the y-axis, I've gone 0 over and 4 up. I just plotted that point. Now, I need to go 1 over, which would be halfway between 0 and 2, so halfway in this line, and halfway up here, because halfway between 4 and 6 is 5, and then 2 across, 6 up is right here on the line. So now I want to connect these lines because this line goes on for forever. Because if I put different x values, the y value, the answer to my equation, should end up being on this line. All right? So we're going to try one more here. We're going to do 2x plus 1. And this is going to be on your notebook paper again. All right? Because all we're putting on our graph is our actual graph. So, if I know that I have to substitute in here, okay, I get to make up x values. And now I can make up any x values that I want, but I'm going to use 0, 1, and 2 again. Okay. Now, to substitute that in, I want to do 2, and then where I see x, I put a 0 in. So 2 and then times 0 plus 1, right, because the parentheses means times. So 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1, so that's going to give me 1. So if I substitute a 0 in for x, I get 1 there. Then if I substitute a 1 in for x, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 equals 3. And 2 times 2 plus 1 equals 5. So I know that I have to graph these 3 points on my graph. So again, if I just randomly pick this much, and your graph paper should be the same size, so I'm just going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a little dot there just so I know where the middle is, and I'm going to count down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I just accidentally guessed right, and it works out. Now, I'm going to copy over, so I'm going to write my y equals 2x plus 1, x, y, 0, 1, 2, and I got this information from the work I did over here. So 1, 3, and 5 are the points that I'm graphing. Alright, so again, I can use a different scale here. I'm going to use a scale of 1. Now I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, the top of the paper. I'm just going to use that, whatever, if I need to. Alright? Just because I want to have a different look. So I'm going to go 0 over. So the distance between any line, either this way or this way, the distance between a line is 1. So I'm going to go over 0, up 1, and put a dot. I'm going to go over 1, up 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go over 2, 1, 2, up 5, which is right here. And then I'm going to connect them. And you would obviously not have all of this scale stuff written down there. I was just talking about that. Okay. Right there. Now, what if you know you want to plot these points on here and you know that 5 isn't going to fit? So I'm just going to show you a different way to graph this using the exact same equation. All right, you can do it this way next time. 2x plus 1, x, y, 0, 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, right? So when I counted on my paper, what I can do is I know that my biggest value, my biggest number going up and down for what I'm going to graph is going to be 5. So I just want to count 5 lines down and start. So this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now I know that I'm going to be able to plot this dot right here on a graph. And then I'm just going to go and draw my line up and down this way. And wherever I see 0, that's where I draw my x-axis. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, it's not completely even, because if you notice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. But now I'm going to get these points for sure on there. So now it's going to look like this. And I can connect. Oops, I missed one. What did I miss? Oops, I went too far over. So 1 across should be 3, 2 across should be 5. There we go. That's how deep our line should be. And then I can connect them this way so they fit. So if you want, you can start using the biggest y value and make that the number, count down this way. This graph would be okay also. All right?